We're still following the master bath story, and the next step actually takes us off-site, where we get to see where the countertops are created. This gives us a chance to talk about what we're using and how it's fabricated.
Yeah, boy, I can't believe how many colors and patterns out here.
Exactly.
Well, I have Joel Johns with me. We're down the area where the slabs are located. So what exactly is a quartz surface?
Dean, quartz is a man-made product comprised of 93% quartz and 7% binders. It's mixed in big hoppers and then extruded into large pans, which is the result is the product that we see right here.
And the beauty of this product is it's very non-porous.
With 93% quartz, it's the hardest product for countertops beyond granite and marble.
And because it is non-porous, it doesn't have like some antimicrobial properties?
Exactly, Dean. And moisture and bacteria is not going to get into the product. And an added bonus is that you don't have to seal the product every 6 months like other competitive products.
Now, I think another advantage too is because it is man-made, you can dial in some colors that you can't get in regular natural stone.
Exactly. In our design labs, we're constantly working on new formulas that we control the ingredients.
So as people want to go to, let's say, very specific trendy type colors, you guys can cook one up and offer it up to the marketplace.
Yeah, we have 122 designs right now, and we're constantly introducing new designs to the marketplace as well.
And even though you do dial in those colors pretty tight, when it comes time to actually use a slab on a project, there's a little bit of a selection process.
We're able to pull slabs from our warehouse like you see here today, but we have a group of quality inspectors that are constantly looking at key quality indicators such as tone and movement to make sure the end product is up to our quality standards.
And doing it under a light that is just dialed into right where you want it.
Takes a little bit of time, huh?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So now Corey took all the pictures in the master bath, and this is where they end up, is in the programming office. I'm here with Keith Balke, and he's going to walk us through the process, right?
Yes. Once we receive the drawings from our certified installer, our programmers will review their drawings and make sure that all critical information is accurate. At that point, when it's deemed accurate, they will create a file that's kicked out to the manufacturing area where the job would be rough cut and the profile is put on the pieces. And that's the file they would create.
Now we do have a couple of sinks going into our piece, so how do you handle that?
Each sink is different. Each is a different size and dimension. We have a template that we drop in from the manufacturer that we would use to program, and then from there we run the tooling on the inside of the sink.
Now our countertop is a little bit longer than the full slab, so we do need to have a seam.
Seams are very common. It happens every single day. That would not take place in the programming office. What will happen is once the folder is created, it'll go out to our pre-inspection area, and the pre-inspectors will determine where the seam will fall for the two pieces.
So when everything comes out of that programming office, what happens out here on the factory floor?
The actual CAD drawing will be transferred out to the nesting station, and they'll mirror that up, match it up with the actual picture of the slab, and they'll put the pieces on that material to make sure we get the best match of the seam, color, tone, and movement of that slab.
Because obviously you want to try to maximize as much of that slab use as you can get.
Yep, we're trying to drive the highest yield as possible on that slab in terms of material usage, as well as getting that high quality look for the top.
Then in terms of that slab, the computer's able to move those around to kind of like come up with a sweet spot in the match.
They'll move those pieces exactly on that slab to find that perfect spot in terms of the highest quality top that we can produce in the plant.
Okay, so once they have everything nested and they know what they're going to do with the slab, talk to us about this cutting process.
The nesting layout you saw back at the nesting station will actually be transferred to the rough cut area, where the combi cut will cut the straight lines with a saw and the curved lines with a water jet, water, and garnet.
Yeah, and I suppose you use a saw for the straight cuts just because it's a lot more efficient than the water jet.
The saw is a much more proficient piece to cut the stone that we're cutting in these shops.
And describe to us how that water jet actually cuts through 3 millimeters of a strong material like this.
The water jet is a combination of high pressure water and a fine silica that allows us to cut the slabs, which is a very hard surface as we talked about earlier.
So that silica is part of the abrasive process that basically like the edges of a saw.
Yep, a fine silica, which combined with that speed in that water allows that material to be cut in a very proficient manner.
So once you have all your pieces under your countertop rough cut, where does it go from there?
Well, Dean, there's one of three options. We can go to the miter area where they build up a 45-degree angle, the lam area where they'll double the thickness in some cases of the edge profile, or right to the CNC area where the profile we put on to the CNC machines.
Which is where ours will end up going.
Exactly.
So how is that edge applied?
The CNC machines will run a series of tools. There's a series of metal tools and also polishers which will remove product create the profile, and then polish that profile as well.
All in one station.
All at one station.
And the CNC really does a great job of that.
It does. It does a great job putting the edge profile on, but the work's not done right there.
So once that edge is all finished, then where do you go?
It comes into our hand polishing area. That's where the last of the detail work is done on the edge profile.
What sort of things does hand polishing involve?
When the pieces come over to be hand polished, what our polishers will do is they'll take the pieces and put them on a sawhorse and level them all off as they would be in your kitchen. From there, they blend the seams together so you can't tell if there's of any transition. And on some of the profiles, what they do, the very top of it might have a sharp edge to it, so they'll take that and they'll just ease the edge so it's nice and smooth.
So these are going to be ready pretty quickly to come out to the house, right?
They will be ready tonight. Shipment tonight and installation tomorrow.